Happy Saturday to everyone in the community. What's going on? Big Ray, Dakota, in the hizzy. Draft is over, guys. Over. It went by really quick. The new time clock was nice, right? It was swift.
Beautiful. Dude, the whole draft was beautiful for time-wise, man. It was fucked up. You know what really pissed me off, to be honest, was because the TV was holding it up. They could, like, ESPN couldn't keep up with the picks coming in. But that was all because, just fucking advertisements and all that bullshit. So, but hey, it was.
Dakota, how's your Niners holding up after all this this weekend? What do you think about the draft?
Well, so initial reaction was, what are we doing? What does this look like? And then I think, Rob, you made a great point on the stream today. Is it's Shanahan, it's Lynch. These guys are at the top of the game when it comes to building rosters. They're always in play. Even when they're down and out, they're still, they went into Philly and beat Philly this year with nobody. So I think looking back and taking a step back and saying this draft class it wasn't very good from a fantasy perspective, but also in a real life perspective in a lot of ways. And a lot of the pieces that we needed, what do we want to see? And what did they see? So I think looking back at it, there's not a lot of stars. We didn't bring stars. But I think we got some pieces that can really fit there. The top two picks we took, come to find out, both are Sons and Marines. So I think that really sets a tone for what they're looking for. They want discipline. They want guys that are really, going to buy in and give it their all. So I think from that perspective, good. They kind of use what is called a WIT score. And basically it's a whatever it takes score kind of mentality and play style, come into play there. And Romello Height was their number one guy in the WIT score in the entire draft. So that's why he's coming off at 70. Looking at the guys, though, definitely see some holes and some gaps there. But I think overall, adding some depth. And we need it because
this is kind of a joke, Dakota, but it's bad when you're referencing personal stuff like, well, you know what? Their dads were Marines, so they're going to have good character. Like, I understand what you're saying, but also that's wild. But you made the reference to my point earlier. It is John Lynch. It is Kyle Shanahan. And the point is value, but perceived value, because we never know, what Deion Burks went in the end of the 7th round. Dude ran a 4.3, had better production than Zachariah Branch. Again, I'm a Zachariah Branch guy, but I also love Deion Burks. And, better than Brennan Thompson. Brennan Thompson's 160 pounds. That guy went in the 4th round, I think. So it's like, what is value? These big boys, these mock drafts just kind of they're like subliminal messaging where it's just like, this guy's got to go here. Like, dude, same with fantasy drafts, right? ADP is fraudulent. Like, it's just what we think they should, what other people are doing. But what other people are doing is usually wrong. So it's just, I'm gonna side. It's not like you're the Browns or the Jets. Like when the Jets do something, or the Raiders when they take Darius Hayward-Bay a round early, that's concerning. Right. But you're talking about a 2nd round pick, and I made the Ricky Pearsall comparison, who, was a end of 2nd, early 3rd round graded player. You took him in the 1st round, and talent wise, it's a fair pick. It just hasn't worked out because the injuries, the gunshot, the hamstrings. But it's the Niners. And Ray, the Bears are kind of in a similar spot now. And I know it's only been Niners have 4, 5, 6 years of dominance, right? In terms of the draft and just their system. Bears have 1 with Ben Johnson, but last year, me and Storey were guilty of it with Loveland and Burden, mostly Loveland. And I know it's only been 1 year, but I think that's a hit. That's a hit. That pick was a hit. He should have been drafted ahead of Tyler Warren. They both should have gone very high. Luther Burden was a good pick, and some of the other guys have panned out. So it's like, we don't have the track record the Niners do, but I think that we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Or are you giving them the benefit of the doubt? Because everyone loves the first pick. Thieneman's awesome. That was a dream situation. It was the best player available. It was a need. The guy's a baller and also just a great character guy. Then as you get later in the draft, Ray, there were some question marks, right?
Yeah. Definitely the 2nd and 3rd round picks were no doubt Ben Johnson picks. Admittedly, I wasn't too mad about the Jones center pick from Iowa.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah, just because, especially Bradbury, like, who the fuck knows? He's on a 1-year deal. He hasn't been all that great. He's been solid, but, nothing what we as Bears fans and what the team wants. And on top of that, this is again, I think, if I know there's a lot of Bears fans who are pissed off. I'm not necessarily the happiest thing because I would love more pass rush because that's definitely the biggest weakness that we have. But to be honest, I will sit here and say I will believe in Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, I trust at this moment. And he literally, basically, I think every Bears fan needs to understand this. He just said, fuck your defense at the moment. I want to create a top 5 bona fide offense, high flying all the time. And because here's the other thing, Grady Jarrett and Diallo Abangbo, or the fuck his name is from the Colts. Yeah, exactly. I can't even pronounce his name. He sucks ass. But those 2 guys will be off the books next year with no cap hit. So they'll get rid of those 2. And then and everybody keeps saying this 2027 draft is the end all be all because that's why nobody was trading picks and this and that. So between that, getting rid of those guys with free agency, I just believe that Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson decided, let's just keep adding on to our offense. And again, I mean, the first pick was a dream pick. Super happy about that by a mile. Especially bringing in Kobe Bryant. Those 2 will be super exciting to watch together. But I mean, especially the 3rd round pick with the tight end. But again, I'll believe in Ben Johnson, what his vision will be for that guy. From what I've read, he has a lot of untapped potential, but
Sam Roush is legit. The player's awesome. It's just it wasn't a need for us. But me and Storey were joking earlier on the stream today, and even yesterday in yesterday's stream about how Sean McVay and the copycat league and what they did last year with the tight ends. Now tight ends were going off, and this was a good tight end class, as you know, Dakota. I've been talking about this tight end class for a while now. Now the right guys weren't selected. Like the order was all janky. There's a lot of blockers taken early, but for how the running backs didn't go at all. There was no running backs at all until the end of the draft. Even some of those guys didn't get drafted. Jamari Taylor didn't get drafted, but the tight ends went flying off the board. And it was like every team was taking, unnecessarily early second tight ends, and they already have an established guy. And a lot of teams are taking their 3rd guy. Teams like the Rams are taking their 4th guy. And Max Clare, that's a great pick. He is a good player. It's a luxury pick. And the Rams are all going. The Rams were very bougie with this draft. They're just like, you know what? Our dick's out. We have a great team. We can just make stupid picks. And we can say they're stupid now. We don't know how it's going to pan out. The Ty Simpson thing, what a debacle. I want to get to a couple comments.
Just real quick. How pissed off was Sean McVay at that press conference? You could just see the steam just fucking pouring out of his ears, dude. He was...
Because it's a silly pick. And Ty Simpson also kind of blows, bro. Like, it's not like this is a can't-miss guy.
Dakota, your guys, they were asked about it, and John Lynch immediately smiled.
Yep.
He smiled immediately and then, brought it back down to earth. They gave it a professional response. But, the initial...
I'm not a Nussmeier guy, but Nussmeier went in the 7th round, right? That's the problem with the Bears receiver pick. If you don't like Deion Burks, whatever, I personally do. He went in the 7th round. So we don't have a crystal ball with these kids, but the talent gap isn't that much between those guys. Right. And just give me Nussmeier in the 7th round or 6th round or even 5th round over Ty Simpson, 13th overall. That's a blue chip pick for a team that's in a Super Bowl win mode. Cruz says so upset about Mike Washington Jr. and Sadiq. So Mouse seems to be very optimistic about Sadiq being an X receiver and just being a wide receiver, which never really pans out because I just referenced Kyle Pitts. They tried to do that with Kyle Pitts, and Kyle Pitts was generational. Kyle Pitts went 4th overall in the draft, folks, and they tried. And he's 6'6", and that didn't work. You know what his comp was? Pitts' comp was Calvin Johnson. How has that worked? He's not Calvin Johnson, guys. He's a slow-footed tight end that ran a 4.4. I get it.
Whoever compared him to Calvin Johnson was just wrong. It's based solely on speed. That's it.
Their combine, though. No, their combine was really close. No. It was really close.
Okay, well, maybe combine. I'm looking on the field. That dude never looked as fast as fucking Calvin.
Correct.
Ever.
And I think to be fair with Pitts a little bit is landing spot, right? I mean, look at the Falcons. Regularly just kind of a debacle, taking Penix when you just signed a big time quarterback, and there's so many questions about Penix and whether he can move and things like that. So I think maybe Pitts in a different spot could have been a little different. We'll see if he becomes a free agent and where he heads. But The comp to Calvin is just wild coming out.
But that was the comp, and you saw when they
Right.
tried to early in the career that tried to make him a wide receiver, and his numbers were bad, the metrics were bad, the separation was bad. It's just because the agility just wasn't there.
Right.
And Sadiq is probably freakier than Pitts, but yet he is 2.5 inches shorter. But like the reason these guys are tight ends is because they're tight ends. If they were wide receiver, they would play wide receiver because wide receivers make a lot more money. So like if they were capable of converting, they would convert.
True.
But they don't. So like it just seems like reaching. And I'm not saying there's no chance. And there's a chance he becomes a great player in the league. But as you know, my Mason Taylor love, it's just I don't hate the pick either because Sadiq is a guy that could have extreme upside. But now he's in a bad franchise with no quarterback and no real direction. And maybe they have a direction. Frank Wright, whatever. I think he's better than most. He should have been fired in Indy, but it's not like he's with Kyle Shanahan, right, Dakota?
Right, exactly. I think I do have the Jets as one of my draft losers, to be honest with you, which is going to surprise people because people want that wow, they want that excitement, and the Jets were kind of one of the only teams to give that to us from a hey, like let's look at this on paper kind of perspective. But really, let's look at this on paper. You have Sadiq and Rob. We talked about it. He's a guy that I think is going to be the biggest bust of this first round. I think he's stiffer than a Pitts. He's a little bit smaller, but now he's in a spot where he's going to struggle to get targets. And I mean, he's being really led by a defensive coach. But I think they added 2 offensive pieces with Garrett Wilson where they struggle to really make one guy really fantasy relevant. Now they're going to have 3 that they need to try to make relevant. I just think it's a bad situation for all 3 of them when it comes to fantasy. Really bad in fantasy, and it looks exciting in real life, but I think there's a lot of problems there still.
But what a lot of people do, the lazy way to go about it is saying the Jets won like early part of the draft. They had 3 first-round picks. So like, yes, on paper, it looks like they won because they got 3 blue chip players, but like you better have 3 blue chip players when you have 3 first-round picks. Where a team like the Eagles, we'll get to Cruz's comment here. The Eagles, they made the most of their 2 first-round picks, and no, sorry, their first and second round pick because they got Stowers in the second round, who I had ahead of Sadiq, and it wasn't really a need for him, but he's a move tight end and the best player available at that point, they thought, and then Lemon at 20. Like when Carnell Tate went 4th. And even if you like Carnell Tate more than Lemon, like he is not 16 picks better than Lemon. No fucking way, dude. And not top 5 worthy, right? So it's like you do the math
your bias,
on that.
Tells your bias.
Well, just do the math on that. Even if he was a better player,
I know,
right? Like I wouldn't like I don't think Lemon should have gone at 4 and Tate if with my rankings, like they shouldn't have gone that far apart.
No, I agree. I'm just ranking.
Tate was always a first.
I knew when that happened.
Overall.
I saw that. I knew you would be fucking very annoyed by it,
dude. A top 5 wide receiver pick is
the
rare
guy's from
air,
Chicago,
right?
right? He's from Marist High School, right? Let's give him a little bit of love, right? Don't be
that
such a hater.
That is reserved.
Don't be
for
such a
can't
hater.
Miss. No, that is reserved for can't miss all-time prospects, right?
Yeah,
Malik Neighbors didn't even go in the top 5, right? Marvin Harrison's the last example we had, and that was what we thought was a can't miss, and that was a miss. But the Randy Mosses of the world, like those guys. Not for Carnell Tate, who just is okay. If he turns into Chris Olave, which Chris Olave is a better prospect. I'm sorry, a better player. Was Chris Olave worthy of a top 5 pick in the NFL draft?
Well, so we have to also remember this and put this into perspective, Rob. This class is bad, all time bad. Probably not the worst of all time, but it's up there. So these guys are going to get pushed ahead. So put Tate in a regular class, he's not going top 5. So I think we have to keep that into perspective. Still going to hurt him all the time because he's going to rank right in the top 5 with those guys. But yeah, I think keeping that into perspective, I think the Titans need to make a move. They needed to bring some excitement and bring a receiver in there. What if Dayball turns it around? What if Dayball is the guy he was going to be? He brings that excitement to Tennessee that he couldn't get.
What about the Cardinals and Jadea Love? He's gonna bring all the goodness to them when they have a million, billion, jillion holes in their team. Yeah,
the Cardinals,
and they already have a million bajillion running backs too.
Who was the last top 3 running back picked?
Saquon Barkley.
Number 2.
Yeah. And the last one to make the playoffs, who was drafted by their first round running back to make it in the playoffs with their team.
With the team that drafted them?
Reggie Bush, 06.
Wow.
Really? Okay.
Wow. And that was a bad pick if you think about it.
Because this is exactly what happens. And mind you, CEH with the Chiefs, what was he, like 4 years ago? And he was late. I'm saying late first round. They were thinking, oh, we get this guy late. And
CEH, by the way, who was drafted ahead of Jonathan Taylor. Just wrap your head around that. What a wild pick that was. But no, the Eagles always just win these drafts, man, and they just take value and they take blue chip players, and they did it again.
I hate them, but
I guess Stowers is a question mark, but they needed some more juice. The thing is, everyone said Lemon was like the death nail to AJ Brown. Like taking Stowers is the ultimate nail in the coffin, because now they took another high capital luxury pick essentially because they have Goddard there. They just re-signed Goddard. He's gonna be there 2 more years. And they just have options now. And AJ Brown, gonzo. So he's going to the Patriots. We'll see if Mick Vrabel's still coaching. But
wait, did Diana Rossini give you that scoop?
Yep, that was from Rossini. Thank you, Rossini. Appreciate that.
You know what? I can't believe that she just automatically she resigned because she knew she didn't can. And this asshole is. Oh, I'm going to stick around the first 2 days of the draft. I'll go on the 3rd day when it doesn't matter as much to start my counseling. Fucking NFL and all that shit.
He might get fired. What do you think the chances are he gets fired, Dakota?
Fucking trash, bro.
I think the Patriots have a track record of figuring out how to smooth those type of things over. So I think he sticks around. They definitely plan to try to figure out how to get him there in the first place. With hiring a coach, firing a coach, but
they didn't know about this, my friend. You know they didn't know about this, which is crazy because this shit was out there, dude. The fact that those people showed up to her front door on Easter Sunday with fucking photos is next level debauchery, dude. I mean, nothing like she's a piece of shit, dude, for what she did. I'm just saying, Easter Sunday morning.
Yeah,
that is next.
Are they? Hold on. Are they still denying that they had an affair?
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I have not kept up on it. So
Miss Lewinsky, I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false.
So I believe that's his one-on-one conversation, he being Vrabel with his wife. There has been no public conversations like that.
But she came out and said nothing happened. The pictures were out of context, and then the nail in the coffin was the pictures from 6 years ago. That was it.
That was the 2020 ones that came out on the 6th page or whatever the hell it was 2 days ago.
That was 4 months before she was actually married. She's like recently married. When I say that, like Mike Vrabel's been married for 25 years, but
not good.
You know what? It is what it is. The only problem is the conflict of interest, the fact she's a reporter and some of the leak stuff. That's the biggest issue. I mean, I'm not saying I don't have issues with people being scumbags. But did you God knows we've all made mistakes. I have, but this is a professional problem.
Skip Bayless coming out basically saying that like all women reporters have this unwritten agreement and rule that between players, coaches, front offices, however you want to say it. Yeah, I need the scoop. I need the
coaches.
Well, no. Just in general, Skip Bayless is saying that like the history of women reporters that they've been banging players, coaches, front office people, whoever, to get their scoop first and to get the like.
I would do that though. I would do it, sure.
Literally, that's what she was doing. She was banging him to get the fucking insider information on the Patriots
and to get that dick, because Mike Vrabel looks a little old now, but he is a former Super Bowl champion and not in good shape anymore.
Maybe not Greg third leg, but he was close. Maybe.
Mike Vrabel's like an American hero. Like you're talking about these Marines. Mike Vrabel is almost a Marine. Okay, let's be honest.
All right.
A linebacker that's caught touchdowns in the Super Bowl. That's almost
not a Marine.
That's what I was just about to say, Rob. Pretty sure he's the last linebacker to catch a touchdown. So
he was.
Yeah. American hero. Even though I was joking about the Marine thing.
I know.
I have a couple cousins that are Marines, but
I
said Marine. Like he's more than a football player, not quite a Marine. There you go.
Yeah. But touching on the Eagles, I am absolutely in the world of listening to Eagles fans all day long. just where I live, what it is. My Super Bowl was the Niners depleted team beating them in the playoffs. So just setting that up. But,
you're saying you love the delusional version of all of them daily, day in and day out, the way that they live their lives. Yeah, it's fun.
I don't, right? So I think I continue to hear this, like, how he's a genius, how he's a genius, how he's a genius. And yes, on paper, yes, the guy is making, these first rounds look great, these, and these picks, but he is doing this by just taking the guy at value. He's waiting for a guy who was ranked high to fall and drafting him. Well, yes, that's going to look good on paper. It doesn't always pan out, but in the case of like a Jalen Carter, it has massively panned out. So it does work from time to time. He's made some decent trades. But would you rather have Micah Parsons or Devonta Smith? Yet to be seen. Would you rather have Lemon or potentially the guy who they could have had there? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm not as excited from a fantasy standpoint. Again, I was getting excited that Devonta Smith was going to really be a target hog and a big time player in fantasy, and now I'm not as excited after the draft. So
I still think he's the true alpha, dude.
Yeah, same. Don't be afraid of a rookie.
I'm not worried.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's what has been really holding back Devonta Smith. And it's not actually A.J. Brown on the field that's holding back Devonta Smith. It's A.J. Brown off the field. And A.J. Brown being a whiny bitch. And, like, instead of getting his 8 targets, he's whining that they give him 11. Instead of just going to the guy that's open, which is usually Devonta Smith. So now you don't have that distraction anymore. And a rookie is not going to be – maybe he's going to be whining, but he doesn't have the clout to whine. He's also the 20th pick. This wasn't a top 4 pick. So I still think I get it that we wanted Devonta Smith all to ourselves with like a 3rd-round rookie, but there's no way the Eagles are ever going to – they know Jalen Hurts sucks. They know he needs premier weapons to be good.
And so that's where I'm concerned, right, is Hurts is going to throw the ball 20 to 25 times a game, and that doesn't set up well for multiple targets. That's more of my concern than the, having to share the ball around. I was really hoping to be able to have Devonta Smith and have eight catch games often, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 times this year, and just go wild in catches. It could still happen, but I just think it was setting up to be very nice.
I'm just much more concerned with Lemon, right? Like, because like that's a rookie coming in that had a lot of hype. Now he fell in the draft, but that's a guy that isn't a target earner, at least not I don't project him to be that. Like Amon-Ra St. Brown comps are insane to me. And that's the one that's going to be drafted in probably the 7th or 8th round if A.J. Brown gets traded, where Devonta's going to be that early 3rd. Like, give me the tried and true with you're talking about low passing volume and Jalen Hurts kind of being a bum, and then you have to deal with Saquon Barkley's volume. The guy I'm worried about is Lemon. Like Devonta Smith, maybe the upside won't be there. Like we were saying, like we think he could be like sneak into the 1st round in terms of end of the year finish. But the talent is unreal. Devonta Smith, we just have never seen him spread his wings, and he's never been able to. This is finally the chance that he can just move around, do his thing, and, maybe Jalen Hurts plays better too. I mean, he can't play worse than last year because that was fucking terrible.
But I'm saying, are we hoping maybe clearly not as big of a breakout as JSN, but like could he maybe have like a 2/3 to 3/4 of a JSN breakout for Devonta Smith? Just based on the quarterback for volume throwing.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that is the 2 guys I said we had this question the last couple weeks. Who is this year's JSN in fantasy? And this is pre-draft, right? And it was my answers were Garrett Wilson and Devonta Smith because I wanted to go for guys that were, in that 3rd to 4th round range where JSN went last year, and both those guys now have more crowded rooms, even if A.J. Brown's gone, than we projected. Like, you have Sadiq there. Now you still have Adonai Mitchell. Like, that's not great.
But don't you believe in Geno Smith that had just based straight on volume? To have, I'm saying for Garrett Wilson to have a more, maybe not guaranteed, but a higher chance to break out for that type of season. Just right now, what we're talking about.
He should be more efficient, right? Like, for once, Garrett Wilson won't be triple teamed. That's cool. Right. Mm-hmm. And now they have more versatility because like Adonai Mitchell will play that sacrificial X role and do it well.
I'm just more talking the quarterback with Geno.
And we're not worried about Sadiq, right? We're not worried about Sadiq. If anything, Sadiq might be a help. I just know there's just more mouths there. right? And like Breece Hall is going to get his. Let's move on though.
Yeah, go on
to Desmond Bain. Or I keep on calling him Desmond Bain. I'm thinking of fucking NBA. Reuben Bain falling to the Bucks. That is the steal of the draft, right? I think that and the Bears pick first round. I think Lemon at 20 as well is pretty goddamn elite.
Yeah.
But this is a guy that was potentially a top 8 pick, and then maybe even top 6 pick, and then the arm length thing came in, which is weird because I feel like arm length matters much more for like tackle offensive linemen than it does defensive linemen. Like the length matters, but like if you're short on the offensive line, you have no leverage. Like, Khalil Mack's a guy that has pretty short wingspan, and Khalil Mack was one of the best he had a 3-year stretch that was unreal. And 15 overall, it was the perfect, like it was a need, a desperate need of this team. And this is a total Bucks type player because as you know, the Bucks are that team that is always stout against the run because they draft pass rushers that both rush the passer and stop the run. And Bain is a guy that is elite against the run. This is ideal as hell, right, Big Ray? This is a dream scenario.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of like Simeon Rice. It's a throwback. Long time ago. Rest in peace. Chicago guy, but Simeon Rice was on the Buck. He died. He died probably almost 10 years ago. Maybe not that long, but maybe 8-7 years ago. Heart attack or something like that. But no, but I'm just saying something like that where like Simeon Rice, he was huge. He maybe would get like 10 sacks a year, maybe like upwards of 12 at best. But more importantly, was a very well-rounded guy. Like when I saw him dropping in the draft, Bain, at that point, I'm not going to lie, I was sort of hoping the Bears might have made a move to like move up to get him. Just because with Miami, because I told you a dude that I played high school football with, he was a DB's coach for Miami. So I watched them all the time just so he was coaching and just because they were good too. And, seeing this guy all the time, I mean, that's a hell of a pick for them. I mean, that's, very good value because he's a well-rounded guy. Maybe not as well as a pass rushing, but he's definitely a very well-rounded overall end.
Is this the best pick in the first round for you, Dakota? Just based on what they needed and just the fact he fell?
I don't think it's the best pick in the first round, but I think huge pick. And shout out to Cruz starting off the stream with a big dono there too. Great questions as well. I don't think it was the best of the draft, but I think it was huge. I think it was a need. I think this was someone we had kind of thought potentially had the ability to fall, and I think it was a great value. I think what was the landing spot? 12. I think it's just a great
15.
value. 15. Even better, yeah, because he easily could have been a top 10 guy. I think the short arms. The concern is the offensive lineman being able to get into the body in the blocks and stuff like that, but I think strong enough and agile enough to be able to overcome that. So,
Big Ray, Simeon Rice is alive.
Yeah, most certainly he is.
Gaines Adams is the one that
died.
I
was thinking another guy. I'll figure it out.
I love that. I was. That's what that deserves. This is on the nose here. Hold on a second. This is on the nose for Ray's comment.
Look at this. This is Laurence Olivier and Othello. Mm-hmm. And this is James Earl Jones. Now look at how close they look.
Look at that. James Earl Jones doing a great blackface.
James Earl Jones has a blackface. He's a black man.
He's not black. James
of course
Earl
he's black.
He was Darth Vader.
Darth Vader was black? No. See, okay, there we go.
Darth Vader was not black. They took the mask off. He was white.
Simeon Rice is dead. That's good. Also, shout out to Jake in the chat, newest Patreon member. Appreciate you, Jake. Going to play some redrafts with us this year, and Jake knows his shit. And I want to not apologize to Jake, but thank you for actually stealing a lot of Mason Taylor shares from me in these last couple of drafts, because if it wasn't for you, I'd be at 55% instead of at 46%. Although I'll say this, Mason Taylor will still pay off his ADP at tight end 26. But I was looking at he'd be a top 12 guy. Now he's going to be a top 20-ish guy. So I think he's still okay. I'm not taking him there anymore. Now he's going to be a last-round pick, and I do endorse that. But I don't know what the Jets are doing. Like, that's just so silly, dude. Like, why? Why do we have to do that to my boy, who's a second-year player? His dad is Jason Taylor. He's a monster. He showed out last year in the field in limited action with terrible quarterback play. He can block. What are they doing in New York? Like, why? Luxury picks are for championship teams. The Jets haven't been a championship team since Joe Namath. For real, dude. Like, I get that Sadiq was sitting there in the measurables and like, I don't know, man. That's just a silly fucking thing. Pisses me off.
Yeah, not too exciting. I still think Taylor may have a better career, honestly, than Sadiq. So don't
you hate Sadiq, bro?
I just don't see I just don't see it. I've seen these players before, this type of player, and I just don't see it. I get how in the Madden world we live in, where give me Sadiq in the Madden video game all day long. I'm taking him 101 if I'm drafting in Madden, but I just don't see it. But
well, you also saw, my two comps for him where Vernon Davis was the high end, and you as a Niners fan saw Vernon Davis struggle for years. And then the low end is OJ Howard, which is a guy that is still struggling. He's not in the NFL anymore, but like he is still struggling with probably walking his dog. I don't know. Like I couldn't do shit.
OJ Howard to a T. That's what I see. That's what I see. So,
still draft Mason Taylor is what we're saying.
Yeah, and it might not be this year, right? Because Geno is not a big tight end guy. Like I get it. Like there's a lot of things going in that world, but I still think Mason Taylor dynasty definitely has value. And if he doesn't perform great this year, that's a sneak to go in there and try to trade for him and add him into a trade. So.
Agreed. I want to do this segment real quick since Meat Sweats is on, and we like to do this. I see him chowing down on some food, so here you go. What do you got, Ray? What are you munching on today? I'm guessing some steak or tacos. It's one of the two.
Yeah, I haven't been out in a while, so tacos it is.
What kind of tacos are those?
Chicken. One is a basically like a cheesy gordita crunch, and then this one's just a soft taco with some guac.
That looks delicious, bro.
Ray, are you a chef or are you a eat out kind of guy?
Fulfill all your wishes with my taco flavored kisses. Taco, taco, burrito, burrito, taco, taco.
That's all me cooking.
Ray does both. He'll cook for himself, and then he'll also go out and eat.
Yeah. So I'm just laughing because my complete fuck up was, so my buddies were, because Simeon Rice was from Chicago, so Simmons, like Lutz and them in Chicago Dakota in Chicago, it's called what, it doesn't matter. It's like the nicest fucking gym in the whole city. It's probably like $200 a month, some bullshit. Like all the celebrities, athletes go there. They were playing against Simeon Rice there, basketball. I was more thinking Gaines, who died, who was the football player.
He's still justifying his Simeon Rice rip, premature rip. We're all bummed about Mason Taylor, but he should still be okay. I think that's our sentiment. Kevin, you said last year was a toss-up as far as winning their division with injuries. Now, who do you see winning the division and in the playoffs? You got to give me a division. I don't know exactly I can give you every division. So be more specific, and we will answer your question.
Maybe the Chiefs,
as we can.
Was it maybe the Chiefs? They had a lot of injuries. Maybe.
Yeah. I want to get to this Browns comment here we go from Cruz. So Browns has got some good talent. They also had 1 million picks. They had I like the draft last year as well, compiling picks. How do you feel about Jalen? He said Jalen Green. It's Taylon Green. Taylon Green going there. Really good value. First pick. I think it was first pick or one of the first picks of the 6th round. First pick of the 6th round. Taylon Green. Now they have 1 million quarterbacks. Dakota, you're the biggest Deshaun Watson lover. Did he give you a massage, or did you give him one, or how does that work?
Yeah, he pays well. I will tell you that. I think this Green Love, again, another video game type guy. Look at his arms. I mean, they're twigs. I don't see this guy as a quarterback. He's gonna be moved around, or he's gonna be cut. That's my take on Green. But I do have the Browns as a draft winner. You gotta love the excitement. For some reason, they're just matching up every position with multiple in the drafts when they target them. Last year it was 2 running backs, 2 quarterbacks. This year, multiple receivers. But I think, they brought in a piece, Barber, a left tackle, right tackle potentially from Florida. He has a lot of physical traits you would like. He can fit in there well. McNeil Warren at safety. And then, Casey Concepcion, Rob, you and I had him as potentially a wide receiver 1 in this class. I really like Tyson's landing spot. I wanted to see him at the Chiefs. Saints, I think, is just below that. So I'm going to keep Tyson ahead of Concepcion, but I think Concepcion, it could be really the right piece for the Browns. So I really like that. Boston has some potential there as well. So I really liked what the Browns did.
Taylor Green, the reason it's a good pick is because it was the 6th round. And this guy has, I'm saying, his experience is, you're a Florida guy, Dakota. So the measurables are better. I think Richardson's a bigger human being, obviously, in terms of like girth, but experience better, accuracy better, arm strength not as good, but still good arm strength. Like, he checks more boxes than Anthony Richardson did, who was a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. So you're getting a guy that, on recency bias by the league, you just saw Anthony Richardson flame out, and I don't think his career is over, but he has done it in Indianapolis, and it flamed fast and hard. As good as he was in fantasy, he was equally as bad in real life. So Taylor Green, you got a 3-round discount on Taylor Green, maybe more, just because of the recent Anthony Richardson debacle. And I don't like it with the Browns, though, because they don't know what the hell they're doing with anything, especially at quarterback. They're going to have to cut Dylan Gabriel now, which is a 3rd-round pick, which they should do anyway, because Dylan Gabriel is actually ass. Like, as much as I rip on Shedeur Sanders and I think Deshaun Watson's done, like, Dylan Gabriel has he doesn't even profile as a backup quarterback in the league to me. I didn't like him coming out of the draft. I thought he was an undrafted player. But Shedeur has, some pedigree and was talked about as a top 10 pick, which was wild. But he was. And Deshaun Watson was a borderline MVP, MVP caliber stats when he was healthy and before the hand jobs and all the other stuff. Or at least before he got caught with the hand jobs. Right. I think he was still I think Deshaun Watson's been getting hand jobs since he was 14.
Right. So talk to me a little bit about stopped. Right. So talk to me a little bit about Taylor Green and why you think he has the potential to be better than Richardson. And full transparency, I, as a Gator fan, did not like Richardson, was happy he left, and was happy my team did not draft him. So knew his only attribute that was solid was deep ball accuracy. That was it. So
correct. And why again, for the record, I'm not giving up on Anthony Richardson. I think Anthony Richardson has a chance to have a great career if the proper landing spot, because Jalen Hurts has won a Super Bowl and gone to 2. Okay. Jalen Hurts, I know he's better than Richardson, maybe, but I don't think so.
Here's the thing, and this is why I don't like
Jalen Hurts won college too. So
correct. I think this is what I don't like about Richardson. This is what I do not like about Drew Aller, is they're not accurate, and you cannot win in the NFL without accuracy. Jalen Hurts has accuracy. It's not the best, but he has accuracy. Those two do not have it at all. Watch their films. They miss simple throws by 5 feet.
That's true. That is true. The short stuff's rough, but hey, let me ask you this. Lamar Jackson was not very good as a rookie, and he was better at Louisville than these guys were in college. But Lamar Jackson's an MVP, a 2-time MVP. Now, the success in the playoffs hasn't been there, but I don't put that squarely on Lamar Jackson. And Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl winner. So I think that Anthony Richardson is actually more talented than Jalen Hurts. And I think that Taylor Green's as talented, if not more talented, than Anthony Richardson. Is that wild to say? I mean,
well, fine, but where does Lamar Jackson play into that then? Because you're talking about a Heisman Trophy winner. You're talking about – I don't think Lamar Jackson belongs in that conversation personally, because I'm not sure.
But as a rookie, though, he was literally a runner. He wasn't a thrower. And I know he had a great situation, though, and Lamar Jackson's worked his fucking butt off to get where he is now.
For sure.
The fact that he has the highest passer rating, he's really good. No, and Jalen Hurts has as well. But Richardson hasn't had a chance to work his butt off.
Honestly, I think he worked his ass off more than Lamar personally.
Well, Lamar has the talent, so when he works hard, that talent is going to translate and look a lot better and get you into an MVP conversation. Where Hurts, yes, hard worker, but that talent is not on Lamar's level.
So you don't think Taylor Green profiles as he's going to have to switch positions, is what you're saying?
I think he's a position switch. I personally think Terrell Pryor is a better quarterback prospect coming out. Terrell Pryor very quickly moved, so.
Unfortunately, the Browns have, with all their draft picks and everything, and now they have 2 tight ends, and they have, Jerry Judy's their like wide receiver 3. They don't have room to have him switch, and they have 2 running backs. So this is not a franchise. He's not going to like beat anyone in the depth chart as a raw position switch guy. So he's in the wrong spot there. It's a good spot for quarterback depth chart because I know you like Deshaun Watson and some people like Shedeur Sanders. Like that's a very gettable depth chart. The thing is, Taylor Green's a 2-year project.
Yeah, I think Taylor Green is practice squad written all over him. Outside of that, I don't see him making the team. And again, we pick, we joke, but my Watson love is for this season in best ball where his value is. Because to me, if you're a coach and you want to be a coach next year, you want to put the best guy on the field. And so Shedeur may be a good player in this league, but today Watson's a better quarterback. That's my take.
Probably true. I just think that it's best served because they're not winning anything this year. I know your point about the coach makes a lot of sense, but like they have to see what they have with Shedeur Sanders because Deshaun Watson has no future with this organization or probably in the NFL, but definitely not with this organization. So it's kind of at a crossroads, right? Of like what you should do. And we all think he's played the best player, but if you're in a lose now situation, do you want to play the best player? You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't, if I was a fan of the Browns, Ray, if you were the fan of the Browns, would you want to play the best quarterback or the younger guy that maybe could be a bridge starter for a couple years that's young, that has potential, or a guy that's 30 plus years old that has a shitload of controversy, fucked over your franchise, your fans booed when he tore his Achilles, like optics. There's never been worse optics in the history of the world than Deshaun Watson in Cleveland. Not to mention you gave up Baker Mayfield for nothing, who's balling out in Tampa Bay right now. Like that's all on Deshaun Watson's shoulders.
Well, I'm going to give you guys clearly the hot take. He's worse than Shedeur. I haven't seen Deshaun Watson do shit in 4 or 5 years.
4.
I mean, okay.
Been a while.
4. Okay, I'll be nice. 3 years. 3. I saw Shedeur throw for 428 yards. Okay, I know yardage doesn't mean shit. It really doesn't.
Whoa. You also saw that Bears game where he went like 14 of 30. We went to the stats today. It was the worst game I've ever seen.
Deshaun Watson hasn't literally shown me anything since literally nothing on Cleveland. Not one game to give me like, oh, hey, that's the Deshaun Watson that they traded from the Houston. No, I'm sorry. Like, you know what? It's a hot take, but I don't really think it's a hot take because I'm talking, and here, Dakota, here's your little Madden fantasy, reference I'll give you. I'm saying what I'm saying. Shedeur Sanders is like a 72 and Deshaun's a 70 or 68. Okay. Like I'm not talking way worse, way better. They're all trash. There's no good quarterbacks in my opinion there. So in my opinion, yes, to answer your question, play Shedeur and be done with it.
Well, Shedeur, if you look at his stats, threw 10 interceptions in 7 games last year, did throw 7 touchdowns. And I think 1,400 yards in 7 games. I'm not sold on it.
What's
that? And most of that came in one game. It was 4 touchdowns and 400 yards in one game, right?
Right.
But the first couple of games, to Cruz's point here, he was playing for a coach who actively sabotaged him. The no reps and practice squad stuff, no reps. So the first couple of games, let's throw out. But here's what I'm going to reference. That Bears game, I know it's 1 game sample size, and people use that with the Kaepernick thing. Remember the Kaepernick game against Chicago? Like, I still thought Kaepernick was a fine quarterback, and I'm not going to hit 1 game sample is insane. But that 1 game sample was of a small sample size also, and it was towards the end of the year. That's concerning to me, and I just hated Shedeur coming out, but I just still feel like you got to play Shedeur. Dude, it's the Browns, guys. We're talking about the Jets, the Browns, some of these really shitty franchises, and they're probably going to make the wrong move, and maybe that's to your point, Dakota. Like, the wrong move would be to play Deshaun Watson, but the Browns will probably make the wrong move. So maybe you're on the right side of this.
Yeah, I just that's just what I would do.
Dakota, if they're trying to win games because they have a good defense, then yeah, you play Deshaun. But like, let's put it this way: Rob's right, and I think you both are right. I'm just living in reality. What the Browns are and have been are all of our lives. Just play the shittier quarterback and hope to God he could be good. But they've Rob, to your point when you first said it, they gave up the world for this guy. So at this point, you might as well just
knowing all the allegations and the shoulder injury.
You might as well just figure out
I think we're all wrong. No, I think we're both wrong, Dakota. I think the answer is, I know that sounds crazy, but next year's quarterback class is so awesome, and Taylon Green is so raw, and you did draft him. The answer is play Taylon Green. You're gonna be a really fun offense with Judkins and Taylon Green. It's gonna be really terrible, and like there'd be a lot of Sports Center's not top 10 plays on there. I think the answer is play Taylon Green as a rookie. If you want to win one game, but be exciting, that's actually the answer, because you can develop him possibly, and it's throwing him into the fire, and that's how you get better, right? You learn from mistakes.
How do you know Deshaun doesn't do the same thing for you? Because again, we haven't seen shit out of this guy in years.
You're comparing Deshaun Watson to a raw rookie. That's wild. But you know what? It's not that wild. It's really not that wild.
I'm just not happy with him. Besides him being a piece of shit, Dakota. The reason it's like
he drafted in fantasy.
Not even that. It's just that I wish the Bears drafted him years ago when he was so good, and then in reality, I'd rather have Mitch Trubisky at this moment because he's just not a piece of shit. So.
But we would have won games with Deshaun Watson if we had drafted him. We might have won
a lot of games. I mean, a lot.
Well, the correct answer to that question is actually pretty simple. It's Patrick Mahomes.
Dakota, real quick, just let us say there are Bears fans who still call in to Sports Talk Radio, literally in the last month, if not the last couple of weeks, who are still salty to this day that we didn't draft Patrick Mahomes. And I get it, but it's like, we have Caleb now. I understand Caleb may not ever turn out to be Patrick Mahomes, but like, at least we have a talented quarterback. Be happy about something. But that's
you know what these dumbasses also don't realize. As much as I love Patrick Mahomes, and you know what, Patrick Mahomes was dropped into the greatest situation ever, mentored under Alex Smith, the former number 1 overall pick, with Andy Reid, with Tyreek Hill, with Travis Kelce, etc. Patrick Mahomes would not be Patrick Mahomes if the Bears drafted him at that time. No fucking way, bro. Like, do you think we have a Super Bowl?
No way.
Dakota, do you think we would have a Super Bowl if we had drafted Mahomes instead of Trubisky? What?
No.
Now with the coaching in the front office is just
there you go. That's exactly. This is not the NBA. When you draft Dwayne Wade or one of these all-time players, they're going to most likely be all-time players.
We might make the playoffs multiple times instead of just 2018. With
he'd
Trubisky.
be fine.
But to your point,
he's better than Trubisky, right?
No way. Yeah, no, but there's no way. Not
like
with
NBA. If you draft these guys, they're gonna generally reach their potential or 80% of their potential, because NBA is 5 starters. You're not relying on the Bears
drafting Mahomes would have been the Bulls drafting Giannis or Jokic or some mega superstar that would turn your entire franchise upside down in a minute. That's not how the NFL works. It is 22 dudes playing at all times. Like, of course, when you have a superstar quarterback, Hall of Famer, goes a very long way. But
so this is gonna be a shorter show, guys. I have people over. I did set a goal, and we are 1 out of 5 because Cruz's super didn't count. I will do another hour if we meet the goal. Otherwise, I do have family over, and I did a show earlier. But I want to talk to you guys about your favorite guy, LeBron James. A little bit.
Can you real quick just read this? Read this. This is because this is a fucking badass.
This is good. Falcons drafted the other Terrell brother to play cornerback. That's dope. They got 2 brothers at DB, talented too. I've always loved the Falcons secondary. That's like never been their weakness, right?
Right. Yeah. For a long time.
The other stuff. It's mostly their linebackers and their pass rush, and they actually finally drafted a guy that was talented in Pierce. He's probably in jail for a while. So. What a bad pick.
Yeah, so LeBron.
You know what's funny, though? Hey, they didn't miss that pick, though, because that pick ended up being Ty Simpson. That was the Ty Simpson selection at 13 overall. So maybe they would have taken Ty Simpson with that pick.
Yeah, I'm glad Cruz brought that up. That's my biggest takeaway from the draft. That's a win, that pick there. And and just seeing the love that those brothers had and the excitement.
Awesome, dude. That was such a great, like, what?
Yeah.
Definitely one of the best videos from people being drafted.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead.
I was just going to say the ESPN got the win there on that one. They got to show that a few times and the rollback 6 years ago when they drafted him the older brother. So big win for
They should have had Stephen A. They should have had Stephen A. in the top corner of the box screaming about some nonsense. They drafted two brothers. Yeah, they're actual brothers too. Like that's Stephen A. Smith
right. Two brothers? Brothers. What the hell?
Let's get to Nathan's comment here. If the Dolphins can cut to eat the dead money, why can't the Browns with Watson? They can. And it's
money is so
million.
Much more. Watson had the biggest guaranteed contract. How much was it? 240 guaranteed?
No, me and Storey looked this up earlier. It's 46. Would have been a 46 dead cap this year for Watson. Tua was 51. Originally, Tua was actually higher.
I was saying the original contract for Watson, wasn't it?
Well, let's just look at what's going on. Yeah, it was all guaranteed, but he's towards the end of it. But let's go ahead and look what's going on with Miami right now. Team outside of Malik Willis, who I feel really bad for him, is this roster is like minor league. And it's not just that. It's not just the Tua thing. They have like $112 million in dead money because of the Jalen Waddle trade, because of Tyreek Hill, because of Bradley Chubb. Like it's crazy, bro. The Browns can do that, but the Browns are a cheap organization that doesn't want to admit defeat, even though this is like 4 times over they were defeated in this trade. And I mentioned the Baker Mayfield aspect of it, which isn't even part of it, even though it is part of it.
But it is, because they got rid of him because they traded for this asshole.
But it's one of those things where it's kind of over with now, and it's like they gave him away for nothing, and they're just not going to do it, and they should do it. But it's neither here nor there, because he's just been sitting there for 2 years doing nothing. And this year, though, guess what? This year, Dakota, this year.
A guy in the NFL that gets faster, stronger, better each year that goes by, and he's just getting older, shittier, and he'll just pick it right back up. Don't you guys worry.
Marcus Smart is balling right now. It's been like 3 years since Marcus Smart was anything, right, Dakota? Like it's been a run. Like it was nothing.
Yeah, thought he was done. Again, these guys are having bursts. Enjoy it while it lasts here. But do not, I repeat, do not bet your money on the Lakers to win this finals.
Well, that's crazy stuff. That's a leap, but can we just do a little LeBron love here? Like, okay, Ray, I know Dakota's way too. This is preseason for Dakota. This series doesn't count. Kevin Durant's hurt. Sengun's soft. Like they all suck. Like
okay,
whatever.
so why what you just named is the why should I give him his easy flowers because he's old?
Have you seen LeBron's line? We're talking about Marcus Smart right now and Luke Kennard.
Yeah,
they're playing well. You want to know why they're playing well? Because they have the best. They have the best floor general in the history of the NBA leading them. That's why they're playing great.
Oh, LeBron's it.
Why does LeBron always have to? Why does everything that is said about LeBron always have to follow with how garbage everyone else on the court is? Like, why is that always the narrative? Always.
Because it's not the narrative. It's just the facts. Well, you can't say this is a good roster right now if you take away Luka and Reeves, right? Luka is a top 5 player in the NBA, and Austin Reeves is an all-star. There's your big 3. 2 of them are out.
It shouldn't be a good roster. You can only afford 3 max contracts on every NBA roster. So, yes, it should not be a good roster.
Exactly.
No, none of the rosters, unless you draft well, are good rosters. Unless you're a team like the Pacers who put together players that play well together, OKC players that play well together, you can build a team that way. But when you build a team the way LeBron wanted to, and you can say the Celtics did it first, whatever, but the Celtics were old. The way LeBron did, where you get the big 3 together and then you jump cities and you big 3, this, that, and the other, you're not going to have good supporting cast.
Oh, but are you not? Okay, so have you watched any of the games, Dakota, Ray? Have you watching the highlights?
Yeah, but again, fine. But
it looks good.
What you're seeking
because he never plays
is not going to be given. Because you want to know why? How many games in the regular season did he play? What? Fucking 50? 55?
No, more than that. 60 something.
Oh, 60 something. There's 82.
Yeah.
That's what every guy plays now. So
Right
punish him for that.
now.
Well, you know what?
Right now.
Michael Jordan.
This is not a Michael Jordan conversation. This is current NBA playoffs.
Okay.
In Dakota, I will say when they won game one, hey Dakota, when they won game one, you said it doesn't matter. You know they're not winning the series. You said this.
Yeah,
now they're going to win the series.
Well, I didn't realize Durant wasn't going to play at all.
Durant played one game. He's going to play game 4. He's going to play half the series. That's not no games.
And I didn't realize. And I didn't realize that Durant is just as sad as we ever thought he was. What I mean, it's
he is sad. Yeah.
Little pussy
he
bitch.
is, and this is just that's
Durant
just
learned it all
ironic.
from
Though, and by the
LeBron,
way,
Dakota.
LeBron
Didn't you know
played
this?
60 games. He played 60 games.
So he missed
get the
fucking-
hell out of here, dude.
missed
You're
22.
still comparing Kevin Durant to LeBron James. What are we doing?
LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron didn't
They're
even
both
qualify
equal
for the
bitches.
MVP.
This is what I'm getting at. Very, very easy, understandable. Like, you want me like 2 + 2 = 4? KD plus LeBron equals pussy. I mean, you want me to circle that for you and write it out for you in chalk?
Blake says they wouldn't have won the series if KD would have played the whole series. I mean, maybe, but why is KD? You know what? How many playoff games has LeBron ever missed in his career?
It doesn't matter. They're losing the next series, so who cares?
You guys, not if they get the
conversation.
back. But no, question: how many have you guys remember the cramp game that he get a lot of shit about?
Oh, you mean when he cried a little bitch and had to be helped off the fucking court? Yeah.
How many playoff games has LeBron ever missed in his career? I think the answer is 0. I think it's 0.
Oh, because he misses, 20, 30 games during the regular season and load manages like a pussy.
Right.
I mean,
he's the only one that does it. He's the only one that does that, right?
Oh, well, do you want me to ask you the question I'm going to ask you, or he's just going to say, yeah?
God, the hate is so strong in this panel, and
the hate is strong in this.
Rob, it's not even hate. Rob, you literally just said in defense to why someone is great. How many games has he missed in the playoffs? No one should ever miss a playoff game. Like you're going to
why has Kevin Durant missed 2 out of 3?
Want to win.
Why has Kevin Durant missed 2 out of 3?
He's because he's so soft. Because
Steph Curry's missed games. Klay Thompson's missed games.
Well, guys get hurt, I guess. I don't know.
Those guys can't.
But how has this guy not got hurt? How has he not get hurt in 23 years?
I'll change it up. They couldn't snip Larry Bird's jock strap, okay? Larry Bird would fucking talk him off the court and they go crying. KD go crying to his mama and go onto his fucking burner account. Larry Bird, and LeBron would just cry like a little biatch. And
Rob,
you guys are giving 0 respect right now. It's very
because I'm just raining.
Rob,
it's just
Rob, do you agree or disagree that LeBron has positioned his career to try to challenge everything Michael Jordan had done before? Do you agree or disagree?
I'm separating. I can have a conversation about LeBron without talking about MJ.
So can I. But do you think that is how he has positioned himself to strategically make sure he plays in the playoffs, doesn't play in the regular season, so he's prepared to be able to go off in the playoffs? Like, do you think he's done that or not? That's all I'm asking.
Well, if you're asking me if one of the greatest athletes of all time has modeled and tried to compare himself to the greatest of all time, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And also, Kobe Bryant modeled his entire life after MJ, right?
Right, but Kobe Bryant did it better because Kobe Bryant played all the time. Kobe Bryant played 82 games. Kobe Bryant played 30, and I actually looked at LeBron's minutes. I was wrong to you earlier when I said MJ averaged more minutes. LeBron, and I forgot this because it's been so long, and if you want me to give kudos to him for playing 23 years or whatever it is, fine. I will. But LeBron did actually average over 40 minutes a game for 4 seasons early in his career. So I absolutely forgot about that. But I did respect LeBron and was excited for him to continue, what Jordan had built and expanded upon. And LeBron just gave up on it. But
we all did, dude. We all loved LeBron in his early years, okay? It was until he gave it up when he went to Miami. That was the turning point in his whole entire life.
Do you guys like Anthony Edwards? Do you guys like Anthony Edwards?
Yeah, he's a bitch too. Like he's okay, but
so this is an era conversation. This is why this conversation is going nowhere because
not even right now. This era, I like him. Yeah,
Rob, anyone that comes in and says, I don't want to be the face of the NBA, like, what?
That's some bullshit, bro.
So no. How can I like that?
Okay. What I was trying to go with Anthony Edwards was he's an elite player, right? He's ascending.
Yeah,
right?
he's
we
awesome.
all have Anthony Edwards.
Talent, sir. Yeah.
And Anthony Edwards is how old? 24 years old, 25 years old. He's in his fifth year in the league.
25, yeah.
Okay. If you put Anthony Edwards on this Lakers team as constructed against the Rockets, are they up 3-0?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, no way, dude. Get out of town.
Rob,
no,
you just said as constructed, so
Rob,
maybe you're just adding it with
this?
not getting rid of anybody. Yeah, they're up 3-0.
Rob, who beat this team last year? Who beat this Lakers team last year in the playoffs? First
Anthony
round?
Edwards. Yes.
Thank you. Yes, they would be up 3-0.
What I am trying to speak to is that if you hate or love LeBron, which you guys clearly hate him, in the history of the NBA, there's been one man that can make bums elite and can do more with less, and it's LeBron James, and he's showing it again, year 23. Come on, man. Kobe couldn't do it with less. Kobe couldn't even make the playoffs with less. Get out of town.
You're right. Jordan never elevated a single player in his entire career. You're right. Everyone that showed up and played with Jordan was at peak all-star level, dude. I mean, come on.
Well, before Scottie Pippen, though, he never won a playoff series. I mean, that's actually a fact.
Maybe that was before Phil Jackson too. How about that?
Oh yeah, before the all-time coach, and
who was a
I will give you this.
who was not an
coach
all-time
I'll
coach?
give you that one.
Whoa! Was he an all-time coach? He was a fucking hippie douchebag. What a lot of Chicago fans were calling him.
Phil Jackson was the only reason that Dennis Rodman could have came to that team.
I understand. I'm just saying when there were. I wasn't alive. Well, I was alive, but I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I watched plenty of shit now that there were plenty of Bulls fans that were pissed off when they got rid of Doug Collins for Phil Jackson.
Blake says LeBron has played the most games in the last 15 years since he's been to the finals like every year, but 5 of those seasons. So total games LeBron has played the most.
Yeah, again,
good call from Blake.
Thanks, Blake. I'm also talking regular season where, he doesn't care about people.
Regular season.
Me, because you know what? People who are poor who put their fucking money in to go watch him.
I understand that, but what?
No, you don't, because you literally argue against it every time, so you don't care about that.
Let's penalize guys for never playing in Game 7s. Yeah. Oh, you're so garbage. You're horrible.
I'm not. I would never say that. I'm not stupid.
Dude, and Rob,
that's
don't even read that quote. Don't even read that comment. We're not even move on from that comment. Let's go back to the Anthony Edwards things. So, are the Nuggets or Rockets better?
The Nuggets are better.
Oh, okay. So Ant Edwards is up 3-1 on the Nuggets right now, but he wouldn't be up 3-0 on the Rockets. Come on, dude.
Ant Edwards isn't by himself, though. I mean, Jaden.
So he would be by himself though if he was playing. Come on, dude.
Dude, Rudy Gobert.
This is why you can't have NBA talk with LeBronies. You just can't.
I'm not a LeBron. You guys are just haters.
You are the poster child.
I'm not the poster child. I respect the man.
And you got Blake as your wingman, dude. It's Batman.
No, I am a realist. You guys are just hating.
Don't you worry.
You guys are hating.
I haven't said anything that hates. It's just factual.
I do.
Thought-provoking statements.
You are literally like a Nazi that's like, I'm not racist. Bro, I'm fine. I'm not racist.
Wow.
I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are the equivalent of a Nazi who's like trying to say he's not racist. Like,
it's a horrible analogy, but
no, it's a great analogy, bro. Like, you got a swastika tattoo like Edward Norton and fucking
Nazi. This is what
I know.
Swastika tattoo like Edward Norton in American History X, and you're like, I don't have this with Jews or black people. I just don't like them.
You got called a LeBron-y, Rob, and you just went and straight up called him a Nazi.
I did. That was pretty good, right? Only I can pull that off.
I'm gonna die of laughter. That might be the funniest fucking.
Good. Tell me everything.
Okay, they were both here. They were both inside me. Eduardo was in my mouth and Luther was in my butt.
Oh my God, no! Don't tell me everything. What? No! What? Damn it, Bonnie. Eduardo who?
Sanchez.
Holy shit! Tell us more.
Then Luther went in Eduardo's butt for a while.
Tell us less. Tell us less.
Then they both completed on each other. I was left out of the finale.
I just want you to understand, Rob, before we go any further, that clip Dakota is Matt, Charlie's mom, and you and I are Mac and Charlie listening, only because the reaction, what he was saying, is you be like, tell us less.
I'm still pissed at Anthony Edwards. I told this the other night that I bet the fucking Timberwolves at 50+ wins at plus 100. And I could have done 48.5 over for like minus 120. And they won 49 games. And Anthony Edwards got hurt 4 times during the season and missed like 18 games. And they how? They won 49? It's my biggest bet of the year. I'm still just so pissed. I love Anthony Edwards, man. Like Anthony Edwards is the truth, bro.
I just
like
Vegas rage you. They told Anthony, hey, 18 games, only 1 game under. Kick it out for 18. I'm ready.
No, because majority of people had the 48.5. I just chose the outline of plus 100.
So you want the opposite with Vegas.
Yeah, so they actually did hit the over, but I just chose the plus 100, which never do. Take the juice, guys.
So
one game, it never lands on that. It's like doing an alternate over under. Like just take the normal one, or
Okay, everybody, listen to Rob's picks when he puts them out on Tuesday. Don't wait until Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because you're going to get raid.
I did make my first NBA bet of the playoffs, and it was on the Knicks money line. They were minus 1.5, and they won by like 20 or something.
So I'm sure Mouth was happy with you on that.
Well, that was an easy one, just because Atlanta was just like barely clinging to these wins, and like, dude, New York has a great team. I mean, I love Atlanta. They're just a try-hard.
Yeah. Rob, how much are we laying on the Lakers in round 2, buddy? Against OKC.
Oh, I'm not laying. I don't care. This is.
Well, they got LeBron. They got LeBron. He's 43. He's 24, 8, 9.
Luka's coming back. Come on, right. Rob. How much are we throwing down?
I'm just gonna watch and marvel and respect greatness. Is what I'm gonna do. So. And you guys are just gonna hate the turd that he is because he's such a bad guy and he's such a bad player.
I told you. I think he's a turd of a human being as he's gotten older. But as a basketball player,
a human being, he's a bad dude. You're saying he's not respected.
I said a turd. I didn't say bad. Being a turd, he's a turd sandwich, man. Okay, maybe he's a giant douche. He's a turd sandwich. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm more like Ray. I want my heroes, my athletes to have a mustache and a sweater vest and not take any shit and just, be that guy, right? So I don't want this soft, I might play, I might not. I don't want that guy. So it's just not me.
Yeah, it's just you guys essentially you guys are, you know who you are? You're the Hall of Fame committee not voting Barry Bonds in because of the steroid era.
No, that's not true.
That's what you guys are with LeBron.
No, because you want to know what? No, you want to know how? The reason I really feel this way about LeBron is it was like, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, probably like 2 months ago. It was during, maybe a month ago, maybe not this, like 2 months ago, because it was during the NHL playoffs. Dude tore his ACL and like still played, and LeBron hurt his finger and he was like on the ground crying about it.
Yeah, well, you're all looking at this the wrong way, man.
Oh, am I?
Well,
it's fine.
Yeah, guys, but I understand. I understand a basketball player cannot play on the ACL. I get that, but LeBron's the only
Brian shot free throw
cry about fucking fingers, bro.
That's why he's number 2.
He cries like so many times about it. I'll look it up.
I can have this debate with you guys all night because it's just funny. You know what? I'm fine being on an island, listening to you two gang up on me and saying dumb shit that makes absolutely zero sense. You're very biased. I am very open-minded about it, and
he's done that. He hit his hand up on the fucking backboard and he fucking fell on the ground. And
Robin,
bro, it's crazy.
So Robin, just because he's a pussy means he sucks at basketball. Is what you're saying.
I told.
No one said he sucks at basketball. Rob, if you want to plant
out of my mouth,
he's
third in my rankings, asshole.
Ray and I are going to plant our flag with a guy who shaves his head when he realizes he's going bald. You can plant your flag with a guy who does the hair regrowth and the headbands and all that stuff. That's fine.
That's fine. Again, Jordan is still number 1 on my list. But if LeBron wins this championship, he's number 1 for my board. I'm
so changing. What are we laying on the Lakers in round 2 then?
I'm not going to bet my money on this.
Oh, okay.
Because it's all about Luka and Reeves' health.
So we're sticking our flag, and you're just moving the fucking goalposts as it moves every day for you.
Yeah, that's a LeBron-y thing.
LeBron will
the play.
average. He'll average 25, 10, and 7.
So how much are we betting? Us three. I will put the same bet. I'll do it right now with you guys. What are we doing for next round?
What's the bet?
You tell us. How much money are we putting on the Lakers,
Lakers
in round 2?
Win round 2.
OKC is going to be like a 3-1 or 4-1 favorite.
Yeah, we get that. Tell us how much money that we're all willing to lose for no reason to prove your point. We're all willing to do it as a group.
I'm not going to bet on it. I don't bet very much NBA this year because I'm all in focused on football, man.
No, your face is just like, God damn it, Ray. I'm not doing that. You're shaking the head in your eye roll.
Would you guys agree though? Do you want the Thunder to win though? Again, I know I like their organization, what they've done. But SGA, if you talk about flopper, dude, SGA is the definition of
he is the worst.
Like,
he learned from LeBron and more
he's not,
importantly, James Harden.
No.
James Harden. Yeah.
Dude, if you're gonna put James Harden and LeBron in the same sentence, you literally have lost all credibility.
Yeah. Floppage, yeah.
They're in the same sentence.
Floppage, yeah.
James Harden, who's never finished at the rim ever.
Flopping, yeah.
Same sentence.
Yes.
Bro.
Saying they've never finished at the rim ever.
I've seen LeBron. Rob, you and I have banged bodies harder in cool basketball.
Harden and LeBron in the same sentence. Are you out of your mind?
Are you out of your mind? LeBron created the current day flop that these all assholes do. So yeah, I'm talking that the Grand Master asshole dojo, fucking master. Yeah, they all learned from the master. That was LeBron.
Dude, what? LeBron's never once kicked.
There was no flopping in the NBA before LeBron that really took it because LeBron was the first real superstar to take it and run with it.
And Brick,
Kobe Bryant never flopped.
I'm not saying he didn't, but he didn't run with it like he did. He being LeBron. LeBron
Blake,
made it part of his game, bro.
And Blake, I never said that
I will find a
Jordan didn't
compilation
shoot free throws and that Shai was a flopper, but I mean, free throws are a part of the game, so people do shoot them. But there's evidence that the NBA calls games way differently today, referee-wise.
Jordan didn't need a flop, by the way, because he got all the calls. You remember, if Jordan didn't get a call, he would
Jordan rules
he would yell at the ref.
literally just fucking.
That was early on. That was early on. I'm saying towards the championship years.
92 was when that Detroit team ended.
Jordan?
So 98 to 92, 6 years.
Jordan rules was like 1990. It was 1989, 1990.
Oh, so 1990. So again, we're okay.
Right. So Jordan did get a lot of calls, but Jordan also perfected the game, and it's kind of like a baseball player when he's in the batter's box. He knows where the strike zone is, and that's why you're starting to see with this camera and this replay now, these guys are these hitters actually know what they're talking about, and they're winning these challenges. I think that was a little more of what Jordan was doing there.
And Robbie, admittedly, especially when COVID happened and they played all those old Bulls games and then the Last Dance, dude. I mean, yeah, see, I was about to say LeBron, but MJ, he would literally the amount of times they had him mic'd, and he went up to the ref. It was like, hey, ref, come on, like. Number 45 hit me there. And they're like, yeah, you're right, probably. All right, blow the whistle. But LeBron was given that, to be honest with you. I'd be willing to bet you LeBron was given that within 2 years of him being in the NBA. Just because he was the god, the chosen one. I mean, and admittedly, he played like that. So admittedly, I think that's also why he was given that difference of beginning in the calls compared to MJ much earlier in his career. But the game was also much different.
You guys are crazy. I love you guys, though. Honestly, I love you.
Rob, I need to ask you this. I need to ask you this question about Shea. So if Shea wins the MVP, wins another title here this year, how far off is he from being in your top three?
Really far.
Okay.
And thank you. Europeans brought flopping over here. Manu Ginobili.
Right, but I mean,
Erica's in here. My wife's in here. Yes, come hang with the fam, Rob. That's what she's saying.
Tell him, Erica.
All right.
We're having a spirited LeBron James discussion with two essential Nazis. They're
here you go.
Okay. That was a great comparison, though. It didn't call you Nazi. I said it's like a Nazi saying they're not racist. That was you trying to say you're not a LeBron hater. That's it.
So Shea has
Close.
two titles, 2 MVPs. LeBron has 4 titles, 4 MVPs. Shea's halfway to his career.
You're look at this. Man, this is a big boo. Manny Giboli, and he meant to say Manu Ginobili. He said that's Emeka Igbegbu.
Emeka Igbegbu.
Can we all say it? Emeka Igbegbu.
Igbegbu.
Emeka Igbegbu.
Igbegbu.
And you got to give credit to this rookie
Manu's the guy who
sensation,
should
wide
be in the
receiver
Hall.
out of Ohio State, Emeka
Along
Igbegbu.
with,
Emeka Igbegbu. Emeka
who was the
Igbegbu.
Spanish,
Emeka Igbegbu. I should go hang out with the family though. We're gonna have you guys on real soon, and more football talk. It was a pretty dead tonight, so I figured the last 20 minutes we'd devote to LeBron, your LeBron hate, and my apparent love. Let's get this last comment from Dave.
Had him 3 overall.
Chris Bell going to be good? You're not as much of a hater. Is Chris Bell going to be good? Chris Bell coming up an ACL out of Louisville. Love it. The spot with Miami. I mean, they have nobody there. It's Jalen Tolbert. It's Malik Washington. It's really trashy there. But it's not for this year. This year we got to see what the medicals are like. But we like the landing spot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, somebody has to catch balls there, but I'm not a big fan.
Dude, I comped him to Rashee Rice. He's a slot merchant. And this dude's the best yak, probably the best yak guy in the class, based on his size speed combo. And he had 17.8 yards per reception, and his ADOT was 7. So it was 10 yards per reception was yak. And that was a lot of the usage stuff. But this is a nice receiver to have with Malik Willis. But this is why they took him, right? Because they are tanking so hard this year. And this is not a guy that's going to be that relevant this year. So he's a dude to pick up and redraft and kind of stash, because it might not be the first 4 weeks he even plays, but maybe towards the end of the year he becomes relevant, and the price is going to be free.
Miami's just lucky that they don't have the NBA tanking rules, because they're just, and MLB too on top of that, because they're just setting themselves up to make sure they get that first overall pick next year.
Since 2020, how many 3rd round receivers, receivers taken in the 3rd round, it's like Chris Bell was. How many have been startable in fantasy? That
since
have been
2020.
Yeah, since 2020, that have been taken in the top 24 in fantasy drafts, rookie drafts. How many have been startable in fantasy?
Do you have this? Do you have this information, or is this an existential question?
I do. Yeah.
So again, you're saying
I don't know.
There's been 8 of them drafted.
24 overall, you're saying? In the 3rd
that
round?
went in the top 24. So there's been 8 receivers that have been drafted in the 3rd round of the NFL draft.
Antonio Brown, one of them?
He
was a fifth rounder.
Since 2020. Guys drafted since 2020.
Two.
Yeah, I would say
one. Josh Downs out of the 8. So these 3rd round guys just don't really make fantasy relevant.
That's a very, very specific stat, because there's guys like Puka and St. Brown who are way later than that. But
right, we're just talking about the 3rd round. So
you're saying that's a dead zone. You're saying that's like a dead zone for wide receivers.
Yeah, tends to be. Doesn't mean right. It's just a stat, but and there's only 8 guys that have fallen in that range. But I think find the guys you like in fantasy, and next show, Rob, I'll let you go talk to the family. We can go back through my list of 5 we had. On the next show.
Malachi Fields was on that list, baby, and we were both right on Malachi Fields. One last point on Chris Bell, though, that is kind of take him away from the stat you just said, is that Chris Bell with the ACL, it probably depresses value by a full round, and Chris Bell in this wide receiver class potentially would have been a 1st round pick had the injury not occurred, and he had a combine, all those kind of things. So that's why he is kind of an outlier. Not to mention he is in the most wide open receiver room, and Greg Dulcich is their fucking starting tight end guys. It's a great spot. And how many passing attempts? I know Malik Willis is a run first quarterback, but how many games are they going to have the lead this year? Just at any point in the game, 5. So
early
volume.
Right. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. We appreciate Dakota, Superfan Dakota. This is your 3rd appearance.
Don't tell him our secret, Rob. You bastard.
He's the man. Big Ray, as always. We'll have you guys coming on in the coming weeks. Wrap up this draft and start looking forward to the 2026 season. We have a lot of money to be made.
Got
A lot of
training camp
underdog
coming up
drafts,
now.
guys. Big Ray has underdog now. He's going to draft with us, and we're going to give him a lot of Fs for draft grades.
Yeah, let's go. Rob.
Yeah, so
Kidding.
F
Dakota
you,
gives me
F,
F.
F you all on the A on Saturday when the real draft comes.
Rob, great to be on again. Chat. Thanks for jumping in there, talking a little hoops and football with us. Ray, good to see you again, man. It's been a while. I'll
brother.
shoot you another message, brother, but you still never responded to my LeBron meme. So I'm not sure who you text, but I don't think it was me.
You messaged me on Discord as a different thing. I texted somebody.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that was.
Really, they got raid. That's all that matters. And as a matter of fact, that's almost funnier. So,
all right, appreciate you guys. Love your life. Stay positive. Respect each other. LeBron's a goat.
Just seemed like a good dude. I thought I'd see if you wanted to grab a beer. That's all. I'm glad you called. We get home safe, Pistol.
You got it, Jobin.
I'm sorry, what? Nothing. Oh, what'd you say?
I don't know. You nicknamed me Pistol, and I just called you Jobin. It means nothing. I'm drunk. I'm gonna call a cab.
All right, man. You have my number, yeah? I got you stored.